Hello! Oh my god, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and as you see by the title, very exciting, very important video coming at you. Finally. Only a little late. But we are going to bracket we're gonna battle, we're gonna duke them out. We're gonna make my best books of the year fight for that #1 spot because I truly can't decide. There's like a few contenders that I'm pretty like sure about. But I'm the type of person, like, day by day, the favorite book changes, you know? But this video is late because we went on our Christmas vacation. I hope you all had a great holidays. Went on vacation, got sick, came back home, went straight into aggressive, like, absolute deadline, chaotic mess at work, training, basically. So much was going on. And so I'm trying to get healthy. I know I've been so sick all of 2023. That's not the energy I was trying to bring into the new year, but it's fine. It'll be the only time. But my goal is to get healthy so that I can properly start 2024 and like get back into routine. So my new year will be starting in February, if you're curious. But that is not what we're here about today. We are going to finally discuss my best books of 2023. I read so many books, and I will have so much end of year content coming out all of January, so stay tuned. Subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to see all of the things, because oh my goodness, I have so many things planned. 2023 was like a pretty good reading year. I read a lot of things, but there's only like a few that really stand out. So let me share my screen. So I am using Canva for my stuff. I don't know, I just find it a lot easier to use. I do pay for Photoshop, so I probably should learn how to use it because it'd probably be beneficial for me, but we'll get to it someday. So here we have my contenders, some of the best books I've read, the 5-star girlies. And then I also have an honorables mention page of books that I gave a high 4 stars, had a lot of fun with, or like I think about a lot. So honorable mentions: Mexican Gothic was a 4.5. What the River Knows, I gave 4 stars and had issues with it, but has truly stuck with me for a very long time just from the setting and the writing. I really enjoyed it. Mr. Magic has also really stuck with me. Again, 4 stars. Trust of the Emerald Sea, it's just really good. I really liked it. The Gilded Cage is the sequel to the Prison Healer, and I really liked how it ended. I need to finish the series ASAP. My only nonfiction, How to Keep House While Drowning, is so good. It's very small, it's very short. The audiobook is narrated by the author and is very well done. This is something I will listen to all the time. Once I get my hands on a physical copy, it'll just be like something I constantly remind myself every month, every other month or something. It's just going to help me hopefully get organized and stay on track with keeping my house clean and my ADHD potential tendencies. It's just, you know, all the things. Anyway, I also have Their Vicious Darling, which is the 3rd book in the Never King series. Controversial, I know. Me and a dark romance. I just enjoyed the plot as it continued. I also have Catherine House on here because, again, it sticks with you. You really think about it. It's just like, what is this book? And I really enjoyed it for that. I also have House of Leaves on here. Honorable mention because I read the dang thing. And I'm just gonna keep saying that I read it because I'm proud of myself and I deserve flowers. And then the last book that was put onto this honorable mentions was The Kingdom of Sweets, which is a darker fairy tale Nutcracker retelling I read around Christmas in a Nutcracker video. And I'm pleased about it. It was pretty good. So now we can look at my 5 stars that I think were just good. So good. So the first thing that I have on this list is, technically this is out of order, so sorry if we want to get in order. The Lost Sisters by Holly Black is a 1.5 novella for The Cruel Prince, and just for whatever reason, just like the fairy tale writing style and the way that the sister was talking about the events just like really worked for me. It really did something for me. I really enjoyed it. And then I read Ella Minnow P, which is a really interesting short book about this island off of like Maine or something, and they love the brown dog jumps over the fox or something, whatever that sentence is that's like famous for using every letter of the alphabet. Basically they like worship that, like that is their thing, and slowly over time the letters start to fall off, and so they banish those letters from their language. And it was very interesting, very creative, really good writing. I really enjoyed that. And then we've got Mistletoe, which is a companion to the Mead Mishap series by Kimberly Lemmings, and it was just my favorite. That's the one that like really worked for me. It's the one that I liked the most. It was short and it was very wintry and just like, it's so good. I really like that one. Okay, now we're gonna get into some of the books that I just loved. Like those three were like good contenders, you know, but like these upcoming ones, let me check. I can pick 12. I'm scared this is gonna be a longer video than I thought it would be. Okay. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi is an absolute favorite of the year because it just was so stinking good. Like, it's, I don't even know how to explain it. The writing is incredible. It's about toxic female friendships, but also like this like weird romance things going on. There's like maybe fantasy happening. It's just like beautiful, stunning writing. The last sentence is my favorite sentence to ever exist in a book, and that says so much. It's just like it's just so good, and it is so fun. I'm sorry, I'm not here to give you plots. I don't have time for that. I've read all of these books on my channel if you're really curious. And other people have also read them. Okay, so the next book on here is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, and this is a potential contender. I had so much fun with this. The first half reminded me so much of The Death of Jane Lawrence, which was my favorite book in 2021. No. Yes? Yes. Probably. Yes. Yes. It just like gave me those like gothic haunted house vibes, and just like them being authors on this little writing retreat. I just really liked that. And then the second half where it picks up and gets more thrilling was just so interesting and well done. So I definitely high praise to this one. I'm so happy that I read it, and it's a contender. Okay, next, The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi for sure has to go up here. I'm not gonna put them next to each other because that's gonna be hard for me. Am I cheating already? I don't know. Anyway, I really loved The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi. The audiobook narration is so incredible, and it's such a good experience. I really loved all of the characters, this like last hurrah, our gang's getting back together for one last shot. And it was just so much fun. There was so much packed into it that I wasn't expecting to get from the story, like the child's dad situation, like all of that I was not expecting. So it's interesting. Okay, this next one is Fourth Wing, which we all know, everyone loves. I don't know how I feel about it anymore. I have not read the sequel. I was in the hype. I really loved this book. It was such an incredible experience, but with hype and all good things must come to a brittle end. And the author, Rebecca Yarros, is not a person that I super love and support. Red Tower, I'm pretty on the fence about in their decisions and all the things going on with them. I'm just like a little, it puts a bad taste in my mouth because I had such a fun experience reading Fourth Wing, and I was so into the hype and I loved the experience, even though I know it's not good and well written and like has its issues. I just enjoyed the experience. That was my first reading experience where I was like a part of the crowd, and I missed out on like the Hunger Games Twilight era of reading, and I never read ACOTAR, and I'm just starting my Sarah J Maas, which again, problematic author, I don't know how I feel. It just puts bad taste in my mouth when those things happen, and so I just don't know how I feel. Anyway. Okay, next we have Long Live the Elf Queen, which is the second book in the, I think it's just the Elf Queen series. There's going to be 4 books. The third one just came out. I gave it 4.5 if you're curious. It was really good. This one, I think is gonna go up here. This is the one book that I keep telling people they need to read. Like, I really liked this series. The third book gets a little wacky. People are gonna love it or really gonna hate it. I say it gives Vampire Diaries energy, which is like what I want. Perfect for me. This series is fantasy romance following these two fated mates, but like there's a lot of politics going on, and I just really enjoyed it. The audiobooks are so incredible. It's dual narrations, but like in her chapters, he still speaks his lines. Impeccable. I love that. That needs to happen way more. I just adore these books, and J.M. Curl is the only author that I'm on their newsletter for, so I'm biased, what can I say? Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. My first 5-star from Riley Sager. Who knew? I will be reading 2 more of his books, plus probably his new release, if we're being honest, this year. So I'm gonna be in my Riley Sager era this year, you know? It's fine. Home Before Dark, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the twist, even though some of them were a little bit predictable, and I like could see where some of them were coming from. Some of them got me. I really loved the house, and just, I love a house as the setting. It's just, there's something about it that is just so delicious. Is it as high up as these other books? I don't know. Next we have the Traveling Cat Chronicles. This was my first book of 2023, and I've never cried so hard at a book in my entire life. So it's very special and near and dear to my heart. I adore it. It hurt me so bad. And it was so good. But does it hold up against all these other things? I don't know, because like literary is not my typical genre. Next we have Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark. Impeccable. It's so interesting and so well done and so short, and there's just like so much wackiness going on, and I just loved visioning this labyrinth, and I just thought it was very cool. And then like the plot picks up towards the second half / end, and that's when you're like, oh, I understand why we're here. It's not just only vibes. Crazy. But again, is it like top material? I don't know. Finlay Donovan Is Killing It is not top material. Compared to some of these other books, like I just don't think it hits the mark, but it is a very fun, silly time. It's the first comedic cozy mystery that I've actually enjoyed. First cozy mystery just in general that I've enjoyed. It is fun, and I binged the series. Will it be as fun just reading the books as they come out? I don't think so. I don't know. I'll figure that out though when we get there. Okay, this next one. This is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin something. I'm so sorry. Absolutely though. Oh my god, it's so short. I read this for Horror-a-thon. Thank you so much, Ashley. This was not on my radar. I've never heard of it before. It is very short novella horror. And holy cow, I genuinely there's very few horror books that make me uncomfortable. It didn't scare me in a way, but it did make me want to jump out of my own skin and like run away. Like there were moments where I had to like set it down for a second just to be like, ah, and then like pick it back up and keep reading. It was just like such an experience. Oh my god. Okay, next is Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. This, I almost cried. I did nearly cry. It's a very short, very small book. I did really like it. It is like one of those books that I like had to hug when I finished reading it because I was just enjoying it so much. But now that I'm out of the experience of reading it, like I don't know if it's really left as much of a mark or impact on me. So potentially. Okay, next one is maybe the biggest shock of them all. The Haunting on the Haunting of Hill House. Wow. I know book titles. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. A classic on my contending best books. Who is she? Wild. Absolutely insane that I think a classic was so good. I felt like an intellect. I was like, I'm so intelligent when I finished reading it. I was like thinking of theories and conspiring with what my thoughts were, and I was like texting Emily. I was like, oh my god, these things, and I was like doing research about it. Like I genuinely was so invested. I thought it was so good and interesting. I think, because I can't stop thinking about it, I think it might be one of the best books that I read. Next, I have on here The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, which I thought was very well done. It was very interesting, and I really liked our main character, the small town, this little like journey, the romance, like everything about it just like was really given. But I don't know if it's quite up there. Let's keep going. Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig. I also have House of Roots and Ruin by Aaron A. Craig. Hi, I'm a stan. What can I say? One of my favorite authors. I only give 5 stars. I'm sorry. It's the bias. I can't help it. Small Favors is very different because it's not in the same world as House of Salt and Sorrow. So it's very like religious, small village with like these weird little rules. Think the Village, the movie. I did really enjoy it. I really liked the romance. Aaron A. Craig just does romances that work for me, and I know it's an unpopular opinion. House of Roots and Ruin, though, really surprised me because the book is set up one way. I switched my interest in the romance and I was fooled. I'm a fool. What can I say? It was so much fun. I really loved the atmosphere, like there's something about plants this year. Like, I also, it has like a Mexican Gothic feel, but there's like fantasy and just like more going on. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, next we have the sequel to The Wrath and the Dawn, which is The Rose and the Dagger. I love these characters. I love and adore them. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I don't really remember what happened. Like, I've read the first book twice. I don't remember really what happens in The Rose and the Dagger except for they killed a character and I was so sad about it. Anywho, moving on, we've got The Honeys, and I think The Honeys definitely is going to belong in the bracket because I loved the audiobook. Highly suggest. The bee sound effects when like horror things are going to happen or about to happen, so good. It's so good. This is like camp horror, but like maybe it's like maybe kind of culty, but it's not, but like there's things going on, and like it was just so good. I've never read anything by this author except for The Honeys, and so I'm interested to see if this is like a one-hit wonder, but I think they've got a new release horror coming out this year that I'm very interested in because this slapped. Okay, next I have The Girls of Fate and Fury, which is the 3rd book in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. Definitely picked up in the 3rd book. The 2nd book was not my favorite, but I don't think it gets to be quite best book of the year, even though I did really enjoy it. It didn't have the same impact as the 1st book, and I get the like throughout the series it's different stages of dealing with like the trauma and PTSD, and like I think it's well handled. It just didn't quite stand out enough. Okay, Iron Widow is definitely a contender. I really enjoyed this. A lot of people are hit or miss with it. They either really like it or they really don't. I really enjoyed the romance in it. I enjoyed the just this world. It was just so interesting. It's an Asian fantasy sci-fi world where the women basically give their essence to these men to control these robots, and they just like keep dying. But she is like, actually, I'm just stronger than these men, and so they can die for me. But like, so good. My pitches today are not my best. Okay, The City of Brass. You can tell I'm out of practice for talking. Oh my god, I don't want to pin any of these against each other. Why did I do this to myself? This was such a bad idea. Okay, The City of Brass. You can tell I'm a chalkboardy fan for sure. The City of Brass is the 1st book in the trilogy, and I just loved these characters, specifically one POV more than the other, but I still had a lot of fun throughout. It was a book that I just like binged and just really, really enjoyed. Again, I just love these characters. I love the world and the magic and the adventures. It really did it for me. Okay, next we've got Red, White, and Royal Blue, which honestly may be a bigger twist for me. I adored this book. I can't stop thinking about it. It just like lives rent-free in my little noggin because it was so good, and just like them going back and forth with the letters. It's just so good. I know the movie is good. I've seen it. It's good. But the book is still better. And I'm not trying to be one of those girls that's like, the book is better. Because I don't actually feel that way often. I typically prefer movies over the book. I know. But this one, because the things that changed in the movie were so drastic to the book that I was like, no, that one line didn't need to be in this one spot. That was bad. And so it was like small things like that I was just like, no. But again, the casting was great. I just love these characters so much. I really enjoyed the book more for that experience of like accepting yourself and learning about yourself and coming to an understanding with your identity and just like having that love and support. Like, we just need some good, positive gays, you know? Anyways, continuing. Wilder Girls, absolutely. This book is so fucked up, and I loved it. It's just so twisted and grim, and I love fantasy horror. It is my favorite genre. This is a boarding school of these girls who basically get some like weird disease plague that attacks the entire island, and these girls get very strange. Is disformity is a word? I'm so out of practice. It affects them. Like, our main character loses an eye, and it gets like pussy and gross. But then like things start to go bad, like really bad. And I just enjoyed the experience. I loved it so much. Okay. Next, Bunny. Of course, Bunny also has to come on the list. I know not everybody feels the same way. That's okay. Bunny is not for everybody. My name is also Samantha, though. So, like, there's a connection, you know? Like, there's something there. It's special. But Bunny is one of those books I think will be even more fun on a reread now that I understand a bit of what's happening. But this is one of those books, and this doesn't happen often, so when it does, it's meaningful to me. But it was one of those books, like, once I finished reading it, I scoured the internet for every reading vlog about it, for everybody that's talked about it, every podcast, book club, whatever it is. I wanted to hear everybody's thoughts. It just, like, it just infected me. I just had to know everything. Okay, so I have 2 more slots. Oh, this is where it gets so hard. Okay, I think maybe House of Roots and Ruin, because I did really enjoy it. And now I'm kind of torn between, like, Pure and Essie and the Traveling Cat Chronicles. But I think for the same reasons as Bunny, I'm gonna go with Pure and Essie. Because it just, like, really, like, what was that? Like, it's the same thing. Like, I scoured the internet to hear people talk about it because I needed more theories. Okay, now's where it gets hard. This is the part that I don't actually want to do. And I've been talking for so long. It's like, can we just call it there? We talked about my favorite books. Okay, no. Okay. Okay. I hate this. Why do I do this to myself? I personally did this to me. Nobody told me to. Okay. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride versus The City of Brass. I mean, we know my feelings to them both, but because of the impact that The Last Tale of the Flower Bride left on me, I've pushed... I think everybody that came to me was like, Sam, what should I read on my 12 friends recommend 12 books? I was like, this one. This was the one. So I think that makes sense. Okay. Red, White, and Royal Blue versus The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi are very different. But, oh, this is so hard. I have to, like, search my inner, how I felt when I read these books. Red, White, and Royal Blue made me, like, so giddy and happy, kicking my feet, but it's romance, you know, it does that. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi had, like, one of the most incredible audiobook experiences I had last year. And I just love pirate books and the takes of deities and, like, all of this, like, weird magic stuff. I'm a fantasy reader. I shouldn't be surprised. It's okay. These are all good books, even if they don't win. It's okay. Ah! Long Live the Elf Queen versus Wilder Girls. Okay. I know that I force a lot of people to read Bow Before the Elf Queen, and I stand by that, but I stand by Wilder Girls more. Oh my god, why do I pair all my, like, good things together? This is where we talk things out versus Bunny. Here's the thing. Part of my goal is to get this video up in time that I can be on other people's booktubes, best books of the year, you know? Because we're all narcissists, and our truest of hearts. And if Katie Coulson sees this and sees that I don't pick Bunny, she might not even like want to associate with me, you know? But, oh my god, I had visceral reactions to both of these. I don't know what to do. I'm stressed. They're both like short, punchy horror. They both like impact you. But this pains me. This pains me. But I think this is where we talk things out might win this little battle. I know, which is hilarious because I kid you not, I put Bunny. This is how you know I can't make good decisions, and I'm untrustworthy. But Bunny was the best book of 2023 in my Instagram bracket. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I can't make decisions. I love my books too much, and then if you like try to like duke my favorite books out together, like it's just not, that's unfair. It's unfair. Okay. The Haunting of Hill House versus House of Roots and Ruin. I think it's gonna go to The Haunting of Hill House because it genuinely was just so good and really impacted me. Okay, now we got The Honeys versus Pure Nessie. I think my gut's telling me to do The Honeys, so we're gonna do The Honeys because it's really good. Wow, horror versus fantasy and horror. Hilarious. Okay, yeah, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride definitely beats Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, and I think Wilder Girl beats that. This is crazy. This is not how I imagined this going. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Okay, this is where we talk things out. We'll also continue on, maybe because I just want to push more people to read it. Like, I just want everybody to experience it, you know? And then I think I'm gonna have The Honeys up, but now I'm thinking Pure Nessie should be there. I don't know. This is so hard. Way harder than it needs to be. Okay. Wilder Girls versus The Last Tale of Flower Bride. I think because of the last line, it stuck with me so much. And I think this is where we talk things out. Who would have thought that this would be my experience? Do I stand by this? I do today, apparently. Will I feel the same when I edit? I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I stand by it enough, but at the same time, tomorrow I might change my mind entirely, and I'll feel completely different. But I do think that The Last Tale of the Flower Bride was incredible. I think that everyone should give it a try. I know it's not going to be for everybody, which makes it like a hard recommendation to everybody because it's not going to work for everyone. But if you enjoy toxic female main characters, if you enjoy a weird romance, if you enjoy spooky houses that definitely have their own personalities, which is really something that works for me. I found out this year that like it is one of my favorite things in books, just based off 2023. So like it's all the things, and it's got like loose magical realism fantasy type of vibes with like maybe fae is going on. It's weird. It's good. It's so good, and I really want to reread it now. But this is apparently my best books of 2023. Do you agree? I don't know if I agree, but I'm sticking by it for today. For one reason or another, these were all great books. I had a good reading year. I had a good experience. I'm surprised that this list is as small as it is, though. I'll be honest. But I will see you guys again on probably Thursday, and we're going to talk about my worst books. And we're going to do the same bracket. Hopefully it won't be as hard, but who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I'm going to be posting so much end of year content now that I am getting back in the swing of things. Wish me luck with the busy season of work and YouTube. It'll be so cool, so fun. Bye!